Everybody wants to know how they can be more successful and do more deals through their sales process, all right? So today what we're going to be going over is how to be successful in real estate sales. Stay tuned. So as a wholesaler or as a real estate investor, as an agent, you get paid by more deals, the more deals you do. So everybody wants to improve their sales skills so they can do more deals. So by the end of this video, I'm going to explain exactly how you make it in sales and how you improve so you can do more deals. So on top of explaining how to make it in your sales skills and improve and do more deal flow, I'm also going to talk about what are sales skills? Why are sales skills important to doing more deals? Can you convince a seller to take a lowball offer? Can you do that? And what is the best way when talking to a seller or a buyer to negotiate so you can get the deal done? Is it convincing? Is it negotiating? What is it? We're gonna go over that. So by the end of this video, you're gonna know all those additional things. I'm excited, so let's hop right in. So what are sales skills in real estate? Well, all sales skills is being able to communicate effectively and efficiently with a buyer or a seller to convey how the opportunity you have for them is going to benefit them. So for example, if you're talking to a seller and they're thinking about selling their house, or they are selling their house, they are faced with many different options to sell their house. But your job is to give them the best option that will fit their needs, and that's what sales is. A lot of people think sales is just convincing and making someone do something that they're not sure that they need to do. That's why they're talking to you and you're going to give them the best option. That's not what sales is. Sales is providing the best value opportunity for that person to take and then giving them that option. That's what sales is, and you need to be able to improve your negotiating, your sales, your communication skills so you can do more deals. So if you want to master getting more deals and increasing your deal flow every month instead of just having it not be consistent, the amount of deals you do, you need to master a sales process. So when I first started, I came from the door-to-door sales industry. I thought you could just, like with door-to-door sales where you knock on someone's door, you could sell them and convince them that whatever you were selling was something they needed and they needed to make a decision that day. So when I got into wholesaling real estate, I had that same mentality. I was like, oh, I'm going to go to these sellers and I'm going to say, hey, I have a great offer for you. I'm going to offer you this lowball offer, and you have 24 hours to accept it, and it's going to benefit you because it's fast, quick, cash. It's going to solve all your problems. That's how I approached wholesaling through my sales process in the beginning. I was trying to convince everyone. I was trying to convince the sellers that it made sense for them, okay? As you can probably guess, it did not work. So what sales skills really mean and what you need to do as a wholesaler, as a real estate investor, is you need to become more of a consultant. You need to be able to talk to sellers about the options they have and find out what works best for them. You're not trying to convince anyone of anything. You're trying to find out if your options that you provide value to them. So for example, if I'm talking to a seller and they want to sell their house and they want to get top dollar, for example, I would say, hey, great idea. What options have you explored to get top dollar? Have you thought about listing it? Then they would say, I don't want to list it. They say, I don't want to list it because my house, it needs some work. I don't want people walking through that. Then I would say to them, okay, I understand. If you want top dollar, listing it is a great idea. But in order to get top dollar, you're going to have to list it. You're going to have people walk through. And you're saying that's not something you want. So are you willing to do those things to get top dollar? Then the person would say, no, I'm not. Actually, it's not worth it to me. What else is out there? So I'd say, well, you can fix it up yourself. Have you thought about fixing it up? Oh yeah, I could do that. Okay. Do you have, and I'd say, hey, let's talk about the house. Do you have, you told me it needs about $20,000 of work. Do you have $20,000? I don't. Oh, okay. Well, you probably don't want to fix it up or you probably can't fix it up because you don't have $20,000 in a couple months to do it. So they're like, okay, I can't list it. I don't want to list it. And I don't want to fix it up myself. Okay. Then I'd say, can you keep it? No, I can't keep it. I have to sell it. Okay. Well, that kind of takes out those options. The next thing you could do is you could sell it to a cash buyer that's going to buy it at a discounted price, but they're going to buy it. They're not going to have to walk through it a ton of times. You're not going to have to fix anything up, but there is give and take in all things, right? You're going to have to sell it at a price that's not retail because the house is not retail and you're not willing to list it or fix it up. So that is, in a nutshell, how I go through the process with sellers is I talk to them about their options they have instead of just going out immediately. Like when I first started, I was like, hey, here's my offer. You have 24 hours to accept it, or I'm going to go buy something else. That doesn't work, okay? Or that doesn't work a lot of the times. And if you're getting deals that way, you're missing out if you're doing it like that. You're going to miss out on a lot of opportunities because people are just going to be talking to me or someone else on the phone. They're going to do a better job than that. So you have to have a good sales process, and that's essentially like what will help you increase your deal flow, and that's why it's that important. Now, I actually have a process, a video of the process that I was showing Josuke, one of my students that I have, how to call, and he's 19 years old. He's brand new to wholesaling, and I showed him, hey, look, if you want to get deals, you got to make some calls and you got to make some offers. Now, it was his first time calling, and he actually got a deal under contract with a guy in Arizona. Now, check this out. We're going to go into that video, but before we dive into that video of how to improve your sales skills and how to actually call someone and take action, I'm going to ask you a favor. Please like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. It will really help me as I'm trying to give this content to as many people as possible that we can help them improve their sales skills so they can get more deals. But before I get into that video, also check out painlesswholesaling.com because I will be able to take you through my masterclass, and my masterclass is actually going to show you the exact process how to do this wholesaling thing the right way. But let's dive right in. Let's check out how Josuke talks to a seller and gets him under contract. It's literally one of his first calls he's made, and he's only 19. So let's check it out. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do right now, Jay, is I'm going to show everyone where I got these leads. Let's go right into it. Batch leads, everybody. Everybody knows that batch leads is the truth. You ain't got to play. So batch leads, if you want to list, it's super simple. You go to the area you want. You choose the filter, you choose the boundary. So if you want a specific area, and what I teach guys is reverse wholesaling. So you go to a specific area where you have buyers, you use the filters, and I'm not going to go through all the filters you need to use. It's pretty simple. Just pick the filters you want. You also have quick filters here of expired listings. That's a good list. That's how I got my first deal. You select all, you add it to a list, you skip trace the list, and you start calling. All right. So what I have here, everybody, is a list from my cold calling company. I work with a company called Wazoo. Okay. They're out of Egypt. They're $6 an hour. If you want to get hooked up with them, let me know. I use them. I think I have 2 cold callers right now. I take the list from batch leads. I give it to the cold callers. They can use batch dialer. They can use call tools. They can use any cold calling service. He manages them. He trains them. He makes sure they're making calls, and you can expect about 2 leads a day. He gives me these leads, and these are the agents, John and Anna, Thomas, Alice, whoever is calling them. And then I call and I determine if I can get a deal done. That's something that I was planning on doing, but Jay in my program in the club, he said, hey, Nate, I got a deal. Can you help me with it? And that's what I do. You know, I'm definitely down. Let's do it. Let's call this lady. Let's lock her up. Hey, Jay, you there?
Yes, I am.
Basically, can you give us a rundown of the situation this lady's facing?
Right now, the house is in like terrible condition right now. As I know, like he just told me, like he said there's some water problem in the kitchen.
Oof.
He says I think the basement ceiling is like falling apart because there's a cat problem in Chicago or something. There's a lot of cats like in the basement and stuff.
Plenty of cats.
Cats, and more cats.
It's a cat face. Like I'm telling you, I've been down there. There's like baby cats down there. There's baby cats in the ceilings. I don't know how they get up there.
What? Bro, I had no idea there was a big cat problem in Chicago right now. Is that for real?
Yeah, it is. It's like I think they like said something about it in like 2021 or 2020, but it's a lot of cats like walking around the streets, stray cats.
Wild. But bro, we all know cats, they're fierce and they can survive, bro. I watched something on Discovery Channel that said like if the humans were to go away, cats would be like the dominant species because they can just like survive and hunt and do all that stuff.
Yeah,
that's probably what's happening right there in Chicago, huh?
Yeah, so she got a few broken doors. I'm not sure about like exactly what needs to get fixed, but I know there's a lot of problems to the house. At this point, she's like willing to go down on the price to sell it because she just need to get out of there. Like they're already packed up, they're ready to leave. Like I just talked to her grandson. They was like, yeah, they was like nobody's in the door right now. Like nobody's in the rooms. They're all packed up. They're trying to.
Cats have taken over the house. All right, man. So let's you want me to call her and kind of get down to the nitty gritty and see if we can do a deal with her?
Yeah.
Okay. And for everybody that's watching this is how you do real estate deals. You make calls. That's it. You call, you make offers, you see if there's any problems, and you get the ish done. That's about it. All right, let's do this, man. So let's give this lady a call. And again, this call is about how to find wholesale leads to do deals. Well, let's talk about how you found this one, Jay. How did you find this this opportunity?
I think about like 2 months ago, I had called my friend and we were just talking and stuff. He was like, yeah, I need to find a apartment soon or something. He said his grandma was trying to sell the house. I wasn't really into wholesaling at the time. I heard about it, but like a month later, like I'll say beginning of November, I started getting into it. Remember that he said something because he was telling me about it. We've been talking for like the past few weeks. He was telling me about like, oh yeah, like he need to find a place or something because his grandma's trying to move. So I was like, maybe I could try to help, and that's how I kind of like got the opportunity to like get his number. Because at first he wasn't really sure because I'm new to this, so they wasn't really sure if I can do it. They don't want nobody to like fuck them over. That's
Yeah,
my
yeah.
fault. But like I didn't mean to curse. I didn't mean.
You're good, man.
Yeah.
No, I hear you. It's true. So, but
Yeah.
you told me that you're 19 and you maybe feel like they might be think you're too young. You got to change that mindset. It's okay. I know you got what it takes. You just got to be like, man, I can do any deal. I can do anything. So it's not that you're too young. You just need a little bit of guidance, and that's let's do it. You're gonna be able to be doing deals in the next couple of weeks. I promise you, bro.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. So this lead did not come from batch leads, but if we can find out more information about the situation using batch leads, okay? So let's go right into it. Let's see what information we can find out from batch leads. And Jay, you remember this? We did this the other day.
Yeah, we did.
We found out a little bit of information on this situation. So we're going to put in the address. So what I found out, guys, is that the seller, according to this, has a mortgage on the property still. She has a little bit of equity, according to this. Estimated value is 170. It believes it has, 48,000. So the mortgage is about 122. Okay. And she canceled a listing that she had at 1107. So last month, it was just November, but last month she canceled the listing at 165. You know why? Because she couldn't sell it. No one was buying the house. So all this information I've been able to find out like that from batch leads. I know that she can't go lower than 122 or she'll owe money to the bank. But let's give the seller a call. Let's try to get her on the phone and let's see if we can work something out. And it's all about getting people on the phone and just asking them how you can help them. That's it. Have conversations. So that's what we're going to do. Let's give her a call. And according to this, her name's Sheila. Thank you, batch leads.
Hello?
Hi, Sheila. How are you?
Okay.
Hey, Sheila, my name's Nathan. I've got your information from one of my business partners about your property that's for sale. Do you have a couple minutes to talk?
Well, actually, I'm not selling it right now. I'm gonna probably put it back on the market.
Yeah, of course. So you're going to list it again? Is that right?
Yeah.
I saw that it was listed. How come you took it down?
Some repairs I want to take care of.
Well, hey, I'm a cash buyer. I buy properties for cash, and it would require that you wouldn't have to do any work to the house. I would actually take care of everything for you. I could just buy it. Is that something you'd be interested in? Is if I could just make you an offer and buy it right now?
Well, I can't say you make me an offer. It definitely has to be over what I owe because I have a mortgage on it.
What do you owe on the mortgage?
I believe it's 135.
135,000. Okay. So I'm on a software program right now called Batch Leads. I don't know if you've ever heard of Batch Leads, but it lets me know what you owe. Okay. Well, it's like an estimate. It says that you might owe around 122. Does that sound about right? Or do you feel like you owe a little bit more than 122?
I feel I might need owe a little bit more.
Okay. Are you behind on the mortgage at all?
No.
So it might be maybe some other things that I'm not able to see on the records. But anyway, I'm assuming when you had this listed on the MLS, you probably got a lot of offers that were probably lower than your mortgage, right?
No.
Oh, you
I
did?
haven't gotten any offers. I didn't get really any offers, I did get some feedback, but I didn't get any offers.
No offer. No one made you an offer, huh? That's frustrating. I'm sure you just wanted someone to make you an offer, huh? Like, just give me an offer.
Yeah, at the time, yes. But I've decided what I'll do is take care of a couple other things that may attract other, buyers.
Okay.
And who knows? I may be able to relist it at a higher amount. I don't know.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this. If I were able to just buy it right now and get it done where you didn't have to put any money or time into it, what would you sell it for as is?
I had it listed for, I think it was 165, I think.
Yeah, I saw that. 165.
600 around here.
Yeah. So, I mean, if I bought it, you wouldn't have to pay any commissions or fees or anything from an agent. If you list it, then you got to pay 3% to the listing agent, 3% to the buyer's agent, closing costs. I take care of all that.
Okay, well, I mean, I need to run this. Can I run this through by my lawyer?
You can run this you can run this by anyone you want. But this sounds like you've never dealt with an investor before to buy your house. Is this the first time?
No.
So
no, I never dealt with it. I'm willing to if I, but I never dealt with one.
Yeah, you just probably want to make sure that you're doing this all by the book and nothing crazy happens, huh?
Right.
Okay. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, please, I would love for you to talk to your attorney and just say, hey, or I would even talk to him. I'll talk to him too and just say, hey, I have someone that's interested in buying my house so I don't have to do any work to it as it is. But I'm just kind of curious, when you were going to sell it for $165 after commissions and fees, how much were you hoping to walk away with after paying off the mortgage? I mean, you probably weren't going to walk away with that much, right?
No, I didn't think it would be that much.
What was your
I didn't
goal?
think it would be no more than maybe 20 grand.
Yeah, I mean, after fees and commissions, it probably sneak up on you. You probably have to pay a little bit more,
Mm-hmm.
You know how those agents are.
Yeah.
Always trying to get their commission. Look, what do you think we should do from here? I would love to, maybe work with you a little bit more, see what I can do to buy the house. Would you rather talk to your attorney first and then we can call?
Yes, I would definitely like to do that.
Okay. Because my thing is, I just don't want you to put any money into the house if I'm going to buy it and then have to fix it up anyway. I just don't want you to waste your money.
Oh, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what? Can you email me your information?
Of course.
Okay, sounds great.
Okay. And your name is, just to make sure I have it correct, it's Sheila Randolph?
Yes.
All right, Sheila. Well, my name's Nathan Payne. It was a pleasure talking to you, and hopefully maybe we can work something out.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
You have a good one.
All right, you too. Bye-bye.
Bye. All right. That was it. What'd you think, Jay?
I mean, it's something I kind of expected because he did tell me she was kind of stubborn.
She doesn't really know what investors are. She might think this might be a little shady. Yeah, I mean, she's just
older, so she don't really know. She don't know that much.
And honestly, if I lived in Chicago, maybe going to see her would probably be better. That's why like nationwide is okay. But if you're going to be able to do deals in your own backyard, it's always better because I could shake her hand, say she could see that I'm a normal guy and she'd probably feel a lot more comfortable. If you like that information and you want to learn more, go to painlesswholesaling.com to register for my live masterclass I'm doing so I can teach you exactly how to do this step by step. All right. Talk to you next time.